Liberale Fraktion hat das Wort, Herr Verhofstadt.
Mr. President, I think that we shall have more and more of these small British interruptions on the British referendum, but applause, applause. Thank you, thank you. So, dear colleagues, the first thing that I want to do is to say to Manfred Weber that this is not a contest, Manfred, this refugee crisis, between liberals, socialists or Christian Democrats. It's not a contest. In any way, we always lose against you, because if you have in your side Orban, who is a tough guy, and Merkel, who show compassion, you always win. And you're always right. The reality, it is not a contest between us. It is a contest between those nationalists and populists who want to abuse this refugee crisis to get rid of Europe and to destroy the European Union. That's the real contest. And not between us. So let's stop to make accusations to say this government and that government. And the problem is the governments in Europe. Because that is what Jean-Claude Juncker has showed in 25 minutes. And I thank him that he has done it in a very detailed way. What he has said was a long list of decisions taken on the European level and not implemented by the member states for months now. When it concerns relocation, not enough has been done. When it concerns the budget, not enough has been done. When it concerns sending civil servants for the external borders, not enough has been done. The problem is not here between political groups. The problem is that member states are still not understanding that on the European level they can only manage this problem. That is what we are facing today. And there we stand together. There is no reason to make a battle between us, because this battle is only good for them there, by their blue cards, to attack the European project. Because it is an existential crisis that can only be overcome if, based on the Commission, Mr. Tusk, now the Council is deciding on what is, in my opinion, the first thing to do, that is the European Border and Coast Guard, so that we can regain control over our borders. That doesn't mean that we have to create a fortress Europe. That means that it is together, in Greece, in Bulgaria, that we have to control the border, register the different refugees who are coming, making the facilities so that they can live in good circumstances and not with the images that we have seen the last days and the last weeks. And it is there that we can make the difference between those who are economic migrants and real refugees. And it is there where we can organise the relocation. So if I have one plea to Mr. Tusk, then it is, let us work together, Mr. Tusk. I know it's not your fault, it is the Council, that at least in the December Council, they are deciding on this European border and coast guard, because the Greek border doesn't exist, the Bulgarian border doesn't exist. The Greek border and the Bulgarian border, that's also the German border, the French border, the Dutch border, the Belgian border. It is our common border, so that means it's our common responsibility. And that is what you have to decide. Because it is there where the Balkan route can be stopped. It's not in the Balkans itself, it's on the Bulgarian border. In Greece, there we have to create this European border and coast guard that has to be multinational and that has to deal with registering and at the same time also with the relocation. And the second point, I think, is that in the Council, my proposal to you is, don't give them a Christmas break, to your colleagues in the Council. If they cannot decide now on this common asylum system that we definitely need, and at this common economic migration system that we desperately need, because everybody knows that many people are abusing the asylum system at the end to come into Europe. That is at stake. In December, that's in a few weeks, don't give them a break, don't go on holiday, keep them there in that building, that Eastern European building type there in Europe, where the Council for the moment has his seat, and make these three crucial decisions. And finally, and that's my last plea to you, Mr. Tusk, and I know that you are in favour, take the decision once and forever to give a mandate to Mrs. Mogherini to start also initiatives on her level, on the level of Europe, to end the source of this crisis. Nobody talked about it. The source of this crisis is the ongoing conflict in Syria, and we have looked away for years of that conflict. It's time that the European Council gives a mandate to Mogherini to start really, in the name of Europe, to be involved. Because I find it a shame, I find it outrageous that in Vienna, you were there, Mrs. Mogherini, in Vienna a few days ago. In Vienna, there is a meeting, in Vienna, in the middle, in the center of Europe, there is a meeting about Syria, and who is on the table? The US, Russia, Saudi Arabia and Turkey. And no European around the table. It looks to me that at least in the Congress of Vienna in 1815, was also in Vienna, we were around the table. This time, in the 21st century, we do it in Europe and we are not even present. It's like with the summit in the Azoren, organized by Mr. Barroso about Iraq. There was also no European around the table. And there, in the middle of Europe, not the middle, at the outside of Europe, there was also decided on something. So this time, my plea, let's give a mandate to Mrs. Mogherini, and please, Mrs. Mogherini, use it fully, break the door open of these meetings, and be present and represent the European point of view. Thank you very much.
Vielen Dank,